Hey, what's up, Improvement Warrior? Welcome back. This is part 2 of the 13 Pillars of Health webinar. So let's get right into it. So we left off at stress. And just so you know, I was just outside gazing at the sun, reading a book. So usually, and grounding. So mindset, earthing, electrons, sun through the eyes, sun through the skin, following those 13 pillars all the time, all the time. All right, so let's get into it. So stress. If you are stressed, you are not healthy. Chill out and breathe. Okay, so where are we? Play this. Okay. All right, so pillar number 9 is stress. Stress is the silent killer, and basically, everything can be perfect, and you can drop dead tomorrow. Okay, that's how critical stress is, because it can mess you up. Now, everybody has stress, so it's important that you either manage it or you die from that stress. And there's lots and lots of different kinds of stress. So it can be work stress, family stress, it can be EMF stress, it can be biological stress, it can be physical stress, it can be emotional stress, it can be mental stress, all types of different stress, okay? And so you need to be able to manage it or suffer the consequences. So some of the top stress relieving techniques that I use and tell other people to use, meditation. Okay, meditation is awesome. It's also awesome for tapping into your alpha wave, alpha brain, which is the 7.83 hertz, the same as the Schumann resonance, which is the native EMF that we have. So getting that to run, so you're able to think better, you're able to calm yourself down. Breathing in general. So there's several different breathing methods. So you can do Wim Hof breathing, which I highly recommend. So W-I-M-H-O-F. Okay, so it's basically just so just taking in as much air, oxygen as you can, and then expelling it, but not expelling it all the way. Okay, so just Google it. There'll be videos and stuff that you can do it. So it's an excellent way for breathing. There's another one called box breathing that I used to do it before I taught my yoga classes all the time. So it would be, you breathe in for a certain amount of time, hold for a certain amount of time, exhale a certain amount of time, hold that certain amount of time, and that's one round. And then you can repeat for a certain number of rounds. That's box breathing. I actually have a video on that on my YouTube channel. And there's different kinds of meditation. So you can do like just a breathing meditation where you're just breathing, focusing on the breath. There's guided meditations. There's a whole bunch of them on YouTube. I have a couple of them on my Mind Tamer site. And yeah, so you can just tap in, breathing, yoga, excellent. Meditation and yoga, excellent for the mindset stuff as well, especially if you do it outside in sun. And yeah, those are some of the best ways. Just getting out, doing a walk, okay, which we'll get into fitness and movement and all that stuff here in the next pillar. But those are some of the ways that you can relieve stress, okay? All right, moving on to fitness. So quote here, it's easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape. Consistency makes success. All right, so again, the consistency thing, showing up once more. Law of consistency, if you're not consistent, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna change, nothing's gonna change. All right, so pillar number 10 is fitness and NEAT. Okay, so with your fitness, strength over cardio. And so that means you should be focusing on weight training, weight-bearing exercises. So that's going to help strengthen the muscles. It's also going to help faster with fat loss, faster with shaping your body into what you want it to look like. And also, there was one other point I wanted to make. I forget it. It'll come back to me. But so strength over cardio, and I always say, oh, that's down there below. But strength over cardio. So cardio is just anything but walking. So in my view, walking is the best version of cardio that you can do. So you can walk as much as you can, as much as you need to. I always say shoot for 8,000 to 12,000 steps per day. Build up if you're not there yet. And we want power over strength as well. And what strength training is going to do, especially later in life, is going to prevent the osteopenia, osteoporosis. So it's the number one way: weight-bearing exercise, weight training with kettlebells, barbells, dumbbells, resistance bands, suspension trainers, med balls, whatever the weight is. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink, okay? Whatever that weight is, it's going to help strengthen the bone and lay down the foundation for bone reformation and keeping you from those older bone diseases. And it's not necessarily older bone diseases, because if you're not working out and you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, you more than likely have signs and symptoms of osteopenia, osteoporosis. And osteopenia is the precursor to osteoporosis. And also power over strength. So they say after the age of 40, we lose, if we're not working out and training, we lose 1% of our strength every single year over the age of 40. However, we also lose 3% of our power in regards to that strength. So power is strength times speed, okay? And that equals your power, okay? So that's why when you see older people moving, walking, they're walking and moving very slowly, okay? They don't have the power, so the strength and speed to move fast, okay? So that's one thing we do not want to lose, okay? And the number one cause of death from accidents after the age of 65 is from falls, okay? If we have the power, we have the strength, we're able to stop ourselves from falling, okay? Then you have NEAT, all right? NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that could be walking, that can be just fidgeting, okay? Moving your leg around, okay? Basically doing the dishes, cleaning the house, raking the leaves, mowing the lawn, gardening, just whatever it is, you want to try and increase your NEAT. Don't park as close as you can to the grocery store. Park in the very back so you can walk a little bit further. Carry all your groceries. Figure out a way to just keep increasing your body's ability to do work, because the more we're inactive, then that's going to, basically, it's going to tie into our mindset. It's going to tie into everything. Okay, so we need to be active. We need to be moving. I made a video going over like my routine. So I've got like a training board over my office door. Okay, so it's basically like a rock climbing board. And basically, I do pull-ups. When I pass through it, I've got 2 kettlebells right outside the door. So when I pass that, I'll sometimes do swings. Usually I'll do 6 to 10 swings, and I'll do 2 to 3 squats, and I'll do pull-ups, push-ups. Sometimes I'll go downstairs. I'll do a couple barbell squats, or depending on where the barbell is, I'll do a deadlift, or I'll do some neck exercises, so some neck bridges. There's a trampoline in my daughter's playroom, so sometimes I go in there. I always go in there after my cold thermogenesis bath, okay, to warm myself up, and I'll jump on that for 5 or 10 minutes. And so just always thinking of ways to move more and increase that NEAT, okay, because that's going to help burn fat as well. So it's not just the actual workout, Okay, so we need to be active throughout the day as well. All right. So, and strength has a direct tie into pillar number 2, which is mindset. Okay, because I believe if you're not training your body, you're not training your mind. Not training your mind, then it's harder to train your body. Okay, I believe everything can be improved through strength, because if you're stronger, then that's going to improve everything about your life. Mental toughness, emotional toughness, spiritual, all that stuff ties hand in hand. Okay, but you've got to find a program that's going to challenge you, and you have to know your numbers. Okay, so it's not going into Planet Fitness and sitting down on a machine and doing 10 reps of chest press, and then you have no idea what your weight was, and you just keep doing that, and you're doing the same weight over and over again. You're not challenging yourself. Strength training and fitness training, endurance training, it needs to be challenging, and it needs to continually be challenging. Okay, so if you're doing the same weight that you were doing a year ago, you basically just wasted your time doing that exercise for a year. It needs to be challenging, otherwise it's not going to change the body, it's not going to change your mind. Right? And workout versus training. Okay, that's another mindset cue as well. We are training for somebody. Every single person watching this is an athlete, and your game is life. Okay, are you sitting the bench, or are you a star? Are you a superstar? Are you going to be an MVP? Are you going to make the Pro Bowl? Are you going to make the All-Star game? Are you going to make the Hall of Fame? That's everybody's goal. Make the Hall of Fame of your life. Okay, so train for life. So get in, do it. And training is also a stress. Okay, so you do cause inflammation. You do cause, you break the muscles down, and then you repair them. Okay, we repair them through the other pillars. So our circadian biology, getting the right light environment correct. Okay, getting our water correct, getting our nutrition correct. Okay, moving more, getting the NEAT in. Okay, so when you're sore, you want to move more, get the blood flowing, walk more. Okay, okay, and endurance training is more of a stress than strength training. Now, if you are into endurance, into cardio, just realize it is going to cut down on your ability to do exercise longer into your older years, okay? And for some people, it will completely stop you because depending on the type of movements that you're doing, so running, cycling, running is the hardest on the joints, jogging and that kind of stuff. So there's studies coming out showing that like triathlons and triathletes, they've got issues as they get older. So you've got to weigh that in regards to what your overall goals are. And the last thing here, rule of 3 by 52. So it's that rule is 3 strength workouts per week, 52 weeks out of the year for the rest of your life. It's that simple. Rule of consistency, or law of consistency. All right, then we've got rest. Okay, it is part of the program. Rest, regeneration, and recovery. Okay, pillar number 11. Okay, so rest, recovery, regeneration. Sleep is going to be number 1 on here. Okay, because that's the most important way that we recover and restore our body from the damage that we do during the day. Okay, even if you're sitting on your butt all day long, you're doing damage. Okay, right? If you're sitting on your butt watching TV, you're doing even more damage because you've got that EMF, that radiation coming in, affecting your mitochondria. Okay. Then we got active recovery. So that's going to be more of your NEAT as well, moving around. Or it can be like if you're really sore in an area, what I do is the moving around, doing 1 or 2 pull-ups, 1 or 2 push-ups, a couple swings, a couple squats. So that's active recovery, okay? So I'm not just sitting around and hoping that I recover, okay? Your nutrition will play a role in here as well. Next up, mobilizations, okay? So there's a 15-minute rule. So mobilizations, we picked that up from Kelly Starrett. He's the author of Becoming a Supple Leopard and Mobility WOD. So mobility workout of the day. So whatever the rules of mobilizations is, you want to focus on anything that is in pain Then number 2, anything that's tight. And number 3, anything that's sore. And then number 4, just general global mobilizations. So I talk about the couch stretch all the time. Do the couch stretch. Do the couch stretch. Do the couch stretch. If your body is not able to do the couch stretch, I'll post it up. I'll link it up somewhere. But so the couch stretch, you want your knee flush against the couch or flush against the wall. And if you are not able to get that knee flush against the wall, that means you have a hip extension problem. And that's going to lead into more problems, joint issues, movement issues, all that stuff. So the 15-minute rule is you work on your body 15 minutes a day. Okay? We take our car in for repairs, oil changes, regular maintenance. Okay? Your body is more important than the car because you can't change it in. All right? And trust me, you don't want to be getting surgeries and knee replacements and hip replacements. Okay? That's not life. Okay? That's not being a Hall of Famer for your life. All right? Other things you can do, meditation, yoga, breathing, ties into the stress as well, ties into the mindset as well. So do it. That's what you got to do to recover, to regenerate. All right, we're almost done here. Okay. Number 12, sitting. Okay. So inspire your kids with your actions, not your words. So they see what you eat. They see what you do. My daughter sees me standing at my desk all the time. I don't know if you can still see me, but I'm standing. Okay? I'm not sitting, and I have been standing this entire time. Anytime I'm in my office, I am standing because sitting is death. But as it says here, so is standing. Okay? If you do it wrong. Okay? So you got to build up your standing muscles. Okay? So your postural muscles. You can't be standing in crappy posture, just like you can't be sitting in crappy posture. Okay? So 21 minutes versus 10. All right? So the smoking. So they compare sitting to is the new smoking. They say for every hour that you sit, it takes off, I believe it's 21 minutes of your life versus every cigarette, it's 10 minutes of your life. Now, if you're smoking and sitting, then it's a double whammy, double jeopardy right there. Okay, so the stand-up test. So how you do this, let me stop sharing my screen here. See if I can show you here. Okay. All right. So I don't really have a chair in here, but basically pretend I'm sitting in a chair here, okay? I have my phone in my pocket. Of course, it's on airplane mode, okay? Because I don't want to ruin the clocks down on my hip and down on my groin. Get that right. So pretend I'm sitting here, okay? And what you're going to do is before you stand up, you're going to grab the hip flexor, so that pocket of the skin. So you're going to grab that, okay? So you're bent here, you're sitting, then you're going to stand up, okay? As you come up, it should start hurting more and more the more you extend, okay? And it really hurts if you fully extend the hips, okay? Because you've got hold of the skin and fat and all that stuff. So that is basically an example of what happens as you sit. So the longer you sit and the more you sit, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, decade by decade, okay? And people wonder, oh, I'm getting old. No, it's not. It's you're sitting too much, okay? So as you do that, you can't fully extend, okay? So what that means is your butt has turned off, your hamstring has turned off, okay? Your hip cannot fully extend, okay? If you can't fully extend your hip, you can't use your butt, okay? And when you can't use your butt, you can't get as strong, okay? Your butt is the strongest muscle in your entire body, all right? And if it's turned off, it's going to cause issues. So we're not able to squat as much because we're not able to drive the butt or the hips back, which uses the butt, okay? Which uses the hamstring, because if you sit too long, those muscles they will atrophy, they'll get weaker, and they will get turned off completely, okay? And then that's going to cause us to move differently. So we're going to walk differently. Okay, and that's going to cause issues with our ankles. It's going to cause issues with our knees. It's going to cause issues with our hips. It's going to cause issues with our low back, with our mid back, with our upper back, with our neck, with our shoulders. Okay, everything ties together. Okay, that's why as we get older and older and older, we start seeing people start hunching over. Okay, so sitting plays a huge role in that kyphosis. So that rounded shoulders is kyphosis. Okay, and we'll talk more about it in the next section as well, which I separated them here. Okay, but that is the sitting test. Let me get back into the presentation here. Okay. Okay. Whoop. All right. So, okay. So that's the stand-up test, and then quick things to do. But what you want to first do is it's best to sit on a stability ball if you have to sit. Okay. The other thing. Let me stop sharing again. Okay. The other thing is standing desk. Okay. So this is my standing desk. As you can see, it's just a piece of plastic. Costs $50. It doesn't have to be an elaborate superstar $500, $5,000 standing desk. This is what I've used forever. Okay, since I started standing, and it took me like, I don't know, like a year for me to transition from the ball to standing. So I would switch ball, stand, ball, stand. Okay, and with this thing, if I have to write something, all I have to do is kneel, or there's a little section here I can just write. Okay, whatever I need to do. Okay, so switching to a ball, ask for a standing desk. If they won't get you a standing desk, get one of these. Okay, or get, hold on 1 second, be right back. Go to a grocery store, get a milk crate. Okay, put your milk crate down. And my desk is propped up by textbooks. So it's being held up by Arnold and Michael Jackson and the Essentials of Strength and Conditioning. Okay? So, and you're going to appear weird, okay, if you're the only one in your office with a standing desk, okay? But you're the one that's going to be healthy because you're going to follow the 13 pillars, and they're the ones that are going to be sick, okay? And get more and more sick and all that stuff, okay? So standing more and then setting timers, okay? Periodically taking breaks. So I will periodically take a break. If I finish a task, or if it's a really long task, then I'll set a timer. And then I'll usually go outside, get some sunshine, stand in the ground, okay? Read a book, all that stuff, okay? Do some things around the house, okay? It's all about habit and consistency and making sure that you do it, okay? Because if we don't do it, if we talk about doing it and think about doing it, so if you don't do any action steps from this webinar, then you just wasted your time, and we don't want to waste your time. Okay. All right. So last pillar coming up. All right. So here you have an example of standing correctly and posture, and more importantly, text neck. Okay. So as you can see, if our head is 0 degrees forward, our head's going to be about 10 to 12 pounds. And then for every 15 degrees, you add a certain amount of weight, okay? So that last 2, that's usually how most people are standing when they're on their phone, okay? Not good. Okay. So text neck, very bad. And text neck is also an issue, especially with the younger kids, because now you're seeing kids in their 20s and 30s getting the same kyphosis that people used to get in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. Okay, so that's a major issue. So I'll stop the presentation and show you a couple things here for that. All right, and then how to stand, and with posture, just like any of these, it needs to be practiced. Posture needs to be practiced even more, okay, throughout the day, because what we will do is we'll go back to the crappy posture, okay, shoulders rounded, okay, which basically it turns our abs on or turns our abs off and creates issues down below. So down below the waist, okay? But there's also issues going on above the waist. So everything is connected, okay? So with habit, some people do different things. So some people have like a rubber band on their thing, on their wrist, and if they catch themselves not being in right posture, they'll snap it, okay? Some people set alarms to periodically check throughout. So you've got to find something that works for you. With me, it was just, I forget what I did, but basically it was Kelly Starrett, his book, Becoming a Supple Leopard. Highly recommend getting that book. So there's mobilizations for basically every ailment. So it goes from neck all the way down to the ankle and everything in between to help you alleviate pain and get to the healthiest body. But he also shows you how to sit correctly and stand correctly, which I'm going to do basically a quick demo here. Okay, so how to stand correctly. Okay, and I know this is kind of difficult to see and everything, but basically you want your feet hip width facing straight ahead. Okay, now you can be 6 to 12 degrees turned out with your feet, but basically turning them in. And you're basically going to try and screw your feet in the floor. This is the same setup for the squat, same setup for the deadlift. Okay, so you're standing here, and then one key with the upper body is you want the shoulders back. So if you're wearing a t-shirt and you've got your shoulders rounded forward and you've got wrinkles there, that's an indication your shoulders are not back far enough. Okay, so we want the shoulders back. Okay, our scapula is pulling us back into proper position. Okay, and so one thing I do, you might see me walking around like this. Okay, so that's an indication. That's one of the things I do to help myself stay in good posture. So I'll walk around like that. Okay, I'll stand like that. Okay. All right. And then the other thing, when you are moving, you're going to take your one thumb, put it in the top of your sternum. Okay. Other one, you put it in your belly button. Okay. And then this is the way we want to move. So we don't want this distance here to change. So if I overextend my back, that distance just changed. Okay. So when I'm walking, it should be like this. Okay. When I hip hinge, okay, so when I go down to do a deadlift, okay, that shouldn't change. Back is flat, okay? But when I do it, I round forward, boom, instantly it's shorter, okay? Round forward, then go down deadlift, bad back, injury waiting to happen, okay? So I'm walking around like this, hip hinge, I go to pick up a pen, pencil, I go to pick up 500 pounds, doesn't change. It's the same. Okay. And then you've got the text neck. Okay. Oh, and also when you are standing, abs should be turned on about 10, 20% or 30%. Okay. So if you're walking around with loose belly, oh, boom. Okay. Not good. Got to be turned on. So you're always doing something. So that's going to play into the neat as well. Then we got the text neck. Okay, no more text neck. Okay, so no more like this. The phone shouldn't be on your body, okay, if it's on, because that's throwing off your clock. Okay, so it's right here, throwing off my lungs, which is the fourth most important surface of the body. Okay, if it's on my stomach, gut, third most important. Plus there's all kinds of other organs in there, liver, spleen, all that stuff. Okay, so when you got your phone, holding it away, you're looking straight at it or slightly down. Okay, so this isn't putting any pressure. But if I go down here, put all the pressure on the neck, and you're gonna have neck problems, you're gonna have back problems, you're gonna have low back problems, all that stuff. Okay, so hold it up here. Don't round the shoulders, shoulders back. Okay, so it's typically you start back here, shoulders back, bring the phone up. Now it's in front of you. Now you can do whatever you want with it. Okay. All right. So that's it. Let me see if there's anything else on this presentation. How to stand, text next, sitting, standing, walking, moving. Okay. So we all have to have good posture with them all. Otherwise, things will start to fall apart. Okay. So that is it. That is the 13 pillars of health. Again, I'll be making a webinar on each of those pillars. Blue light is the next one. Okay, so that's actually outside of light. It's just part of the light. Light will be a multiple part webinar. So super, super important to get that right. Again, with light, most important thing, get that morning sun. Get that morning sun, get that morning sun. Turn on the correct hormone factory inside your body so we can reset your health. Okay? And of course, when I talk about blue light, I will be talking about these. If you do not have these and you are not blocking the light, the artificial light, the ALAN, so hashtag ALAN, artificial light at night, then you will suffer and you will not be able to get to your proper weight, your proper health, your proper body fat, and things will, you'll get frustrated and things aren't going to work. So like I said, I've been doing this biohack for months now. It's the healthiest I have ever been in my life. And I've been doing quite a few things, but I know the blue blockers are helping because that's improving my sleep. It's improving my melatonin levels, all that stuff. So thank you very much for watching. Again, please share this out. If you have any questions, let me know. This will be part of the Improvement Warrior University. Some things will be free, some things will be paid, but you gotta have the skin in the game and you've got to keep educating yourself, finding the right sources, finding the right resources, and finding the right people to lead you into the promised land. But remember, it starts with you and you taking the action to get better, okay? Because you can't change anybody else. So my hope with these webinars is to inspire you to know that change is possible. So I started off with myself being fat, overweight, and looking bad and depressed and having thoughts of suicide, all that bad stuff. Anxiety, just not liking myself and actually hating myself and hating my life. But as Rocky said, if I can change, then you can change. Everybody can change. That's right. Have a great day. Stay strong. Stay positive. Be the improvement warrior.